Hey guys, it's Ken Maxwell, the Hide Guy, and here's my market recap for the week ending October the 12th of 2018. Last week saw Chinese tanners return to their office after celebrating their week-long Golden Week holiday. Tanners came in to the market not as heavy, not as interested in hides as some had been anticipating. As far as offers from packers last week, they were unchanged with the week prior. A little bit surprising considering they had not, the popular opinion was that was a poor week of trading the last couple of weeks. But that said, packers came wanting to hold prices steady. Interesting to note, though, there were some offers available to ship as early as end of October, which to me seems like, you might as well just say prompt. But that said, interest this week, obviously better than the week prior because everyone was gone. I don't know of too many people who would say it was stellar, but definitely better. One thing to note, there were a lot of tanners who were coming in, Chinese tanners that would be coming in, bidding product. And part of the deal was they wanted to make sure that the hides could arrive before the 1st of January. Now, this is pure speculation on the behalf of tanners. They seem to think that the tariffs are going to increase further come January 1st. As we've been writing in our commentary all week, that is conjecture. There is nothing in writing to support those opinions. It's just that is the sentiment amongst tanners. So as far as bids last week, $3, $4, $5 down by many tanners. Some tanners were coming in a buck or two under. That at least caught the attention of some packers who tried to negotiate prices. I think trading last week took place at levels, some selections steady, other ones less popular selections, 50 cents to $1 down. So overall, I would say it wasn't a terrible week of trading. With the harvest last week was 639,000. Debates as to whether Packers were able to clear their production last week, but I think they came close if my sources are correct. Cowhides, that's still troublesome for a lot of people trying to sell them. In fact, one of my members who has a weekly production to sell made the comment that it was like suffering a death from 1,000 cuts. Everyone's trying to bid prices lower. There's many people that have cowhides for sale. Trading took place at I would say $1 below last traded prices, some little bit steady on incremental levels. Not a very busy week as far as that goes. As far as the export report last week, that gave people a lot to talk about. Wet salted sales came in at 302,000 hides. Better than what a lot of people, well, it's better than it should have been because last week was not a busy week of trading, but the reason it's higher, and this is something to put in your memory bank moving forward, the first week of every month, most of the packers tend to report their long-term arrangements for the month. So you'll usually see that first week of every month a little over-reported, both on wet blue and wet salted. That said, the wet blue came in at a negative 100,000, and the reason that is because the week prior we had 160, 70-some thousand hides reported to the Dominican Republic. Everybody suspected it was an error. There was a lot of talk that there were going to be a big correction this week, and there was. There was about 147,000 of those hides reduced off of that report. So that, with the hides that were sold, and not a lot of them on the wet blue, made for a negative. So overall, we had 202,000 hides sold. The week before that was slow. That's leaving a lot of people of the opinion, most of the packers, a lot of the processors are coming in with plenty of unsold hides. Maybe the less popular selections a little more congested as far as needing sales, as far as more popular selections. But that said, I think that more than likely you're going to have to see packers trade off of their last levels from this past week, next week, in order to move product. Going around the globe quick, members of the trade in Europe tell me that there's a lot of hides in warehouses. They're trying to negotiate prices lower with the abattoirs. That's not going well. Most guys are talking about, very poor bids coming out of China, reluctant to trade it lower. Although they know they need to, they just don't want to take $4 or $5 off their last trade. So they've got some soul searching to do. They're going to have some problems there, I think, trying to, get close to steady. We'll have to see that plays out. Australia seems to be steady, soft steady. The kill down there is a little higher than normal because of the drought again. There are signs that that's starting to slow down a little bit because cattle are getting a little tighter, live prices going a little higher. And meanwhile in Brazil, we continue to hear that there's plenty of wet blue for sale. 60 cents is probably the right number. You might even know of some trading under that price, but we can't confirm it. I know producers would like to tell you they're getting 70 cents or even higher, which I think is incorrect. So as you know, looking ahead to this week, as mentioned earlier, I think you're going to see offer lists fairly populated by everyone selling hides this week. Wouldn't be shocked if we traded it lower. Certainly looks like there's minimal, if any, upside in this market for now. Demand just is not matching up to the supply of hides, and these guys are going to continue to need to sell into it, in my opinion. That's it for now. Ken Maxfield, the Hide Guy. Check out my website at www.themaxfieldreport.com. I offer free 14-day trials if you'd like to check it out. Look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks.